Plus A.B. Normal again. This is going to be lesson number 2 of the beginning of trapping series. So what I want to talk about is okay, on my last lesson, I give you the number one best piece of advice is go study the animal. Go study the animal. Don't get in your trap book so much. I mean, they're good articles. Don't get me wrong on that, guys. But really want to look at everything you can figure out the animal, the size, the weight, how tall he is, on the average. And you really want to put your due diligence in that. And you're going to hear that word a lot with me because it's your homework, And this lesson number 2 is going to be about why am I going to trap? Who am I? Becoming a trapper per se. I believe trapping and teaching kids trapping, it's a lot of long life lessons. And it's got to do with, basically being, growing up. You can be a man or woman or a boy or a girl in this sport. It's not a gender-oriented sport. I said that. And I can kind of prove that because my house right here is 118 years old, and it was full of chicken coops and everything like that. And I guarantee you, when the man was gone, somebody's getting into mama's eggs, what she sold, she learned how to trap. She learned how to take the minks out and the coons out. And a lot of you guys probably don't even know that you are trappers. If you ever had a mouse in the house, and what'd you do? You didn't go down there and go buy this monster trap hanging here, that mouse. No, you went down to the store and you got your mouse trap, and what'd you do? Let's break it down. What'd you do? I seen the mouse. Well, maybe you didn't see the mouse, but you seen the droppings. Oh, that's a clue. I have a mouse in the house. So what'd you do? You went out to the store and bought that little mouse trap. And you've seen on every cartoon and everything, man, I got it home. And what am I going to use? Number 1 bait, cheese. Mice love cheese. But, okay, so you got your cheese out and you put it on the trap and you set the trap. Did you leave it out in the middle of the floor? No, you went and set it where the mouse is going to be. And you put it in the corner behind the refrigerator or the stove where he's running all the time. Same principle trapping, guys. It's no different than trapping a mouse out of your house. It's all the same basics. But what I want to talk about being a trapper, what you're going to learn from trapping is growing up. Trapping has to do with due diligence. That means getting up, running your trap line. I'm in the state of Ohio. By law, I have to check my traps every 24 hours. It didn't say in the fine print, hey man, I'm too tired. Hey, I work too much. Hey, it's cold, it's icy, there's a snowstorm. The river flooded, it's too muddy. It says it must be checked every 24 hours. So you have to be diligent on that. You have to learn that. You have to, if you want to do this. The other thing about being diligent is when you learn to trap, you learn if it's a kill trap or a trap that holds them there. You want to make the best set that you can get. And that way, if it is dispatched or a kill trap, you want it to be as efficient and done right. So you get real picky about it. And you take a lot of pride in these sets, guys. And I do. I've taken pictures of my sets because I was like, okay, man, I want to shut the light switch on them like that. And you don't see no struggle, flip-flopping, nothing. So that's because I'm diligent. I'm picky. I take my time, make sure. That's respect for animals, guys. I respect every animal I get. If I eat it, it's nutrition. If I sell in the pelt, it's money in my pocket. If I'm using it for bait for other things, I try to use every part of the animal I can. The other thing is it's kind of being a trapper is a romantic. We all grew up with these stories, of being longliners, what they called back then. Running a 50-mile trap line in the dead of cold. I've explained this to William before about, William Collins, when he was talking about trapping and about, easing off into, you get up in the morning and there's, fresh 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground. It's not been cold enough. The rivers are still not froze over. and to ease off into that creek, it's like nobody's ever been there before. And even if you didn't catch nothing, it's just walking that creek. It's something about that that draws me to it. And a lot of guys probably watching this channel feel the same way. But that's part of being a trapper. You learn a lot more respect. You learn a lot about being diligent, about, hey, I got to get up and go to work every day. You got to go out and trap every day. You got to go check your traps, you know, and then you start to really enjoy it, being out there. A lot of times trappers are solitude people. They like being out there by themselves. I've trapped with a bunch of guys and one guy. And so it's fun. It can be fun. It doesn't have to be a solitary sport. And I know I'm kind of getting on a tangent, but I want you to understand, I don't go out there to, you know, to slaughter animals and kill every one of them, and it doesn't, you know, make any sense. What I try to do is be very respectful of the animal and use the animal for what it was here for, what its intended use was for. A lot of guys, you know, didn't understand trapping and stuff like that. You know, their grandfathers did it. And that's what I want to bring up now. I want to show you one of the traps. On the last video, we talked about, you know, studying the animal. And we're going to use a muskrat for an example. You guys can do this coyotes or whatever that's in your area. I'm using muskrats because they're simple and they're, in my area, they're still kind of abundant. But what you see is, you know, if you're young and you're you know, 10, 12, 13 years old, and you find your grandpa's traps, and they're hanging in the shed, and they're hanging in the barn, and you don't have a whole lot of money to go get traps. And all, guys, I want you to do this trap really good. This trap has been sitting around. It's a Victor, it's a cheap trap. It's a good trap, but everybody look at that trap and say, man, that thing's junk. Guys, I'll show you how to clean this trap. You can check your spring of this trap. It's still tight. This trap might be 30, 40 years old, easy, and still be just as viable today. But we're going to show you how to clean this up. Now, this is how I usually get new beginners. They found these traps of their grandpas, and they come here and they, hey man, what am I going to do with this? And you know, guys are going to be like, man, these things are in bad shape. They ain't no good. This is a body gripping trap. Look at all the rust on that, nasty. This is, I believe this is number 1.5 Victor. This is my go-to muskrat trap, guys. It's going to see a lot of water. So just give you an idea of where you want to be on this and where you want to start on this trap. So we're going to start with old, nasty, rusty traps. And then I'm going to actually go buy a couple new ones to show you how I take a new one and what we do with it on that. But for right now, I want you to study. And the other thing is I got to keep these videos down to why I run this trap here. A lot of traps talk about jaw spread. That's the length from here to here. Okay. Nobody likes to talk about this height here to here. And that's a clue what we'll be talking to on the next video, guys. Trying to keep these videos down to, you know, around 10 minutes, you know, and get them knocked out. I know I kind of ranted and raved a little bit about, you know, what you want to be and what you're going to get out of the sport. And, you know, it's an almost honorary sport. I think of it that way. I do. You walk with a lot of pride in this sport, not arrogance, pride, because you're doing your job right and you can sustain your family. And there's a lot of ways trapping covers it. Trapping's a big circle, guys. There's going to be a lot of videos talking about this. But they can feed us. You know, they can put money in our pocket. They can use it for barter tools. So there's a lot of things going on, guys. So this is the common man. This is what you're going to find. I'll go get some new traps and I'll show you the difference between new and old. And then, but this is what you're going to find normally out in the barn or at a garage sale or flea market or whatever. You say, man, are these any good? They're junk, they're wall hangers. No, we're going to go over this, guys. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys. And if you like what you're seeing, please share and subscribe. And God bless everyone. Thanks, guys.